A man by the name of Alan, I'm going to assume it was, once said that I am not afraid to die, I just don't want to be there when it happens. And I think that death is kind of a strange thing. It's very shrouded in mystery. No one knows what happens because no one can tell us what happens because they're already dead, obviously. And many people have different views on death. Some people believe in an afterlife. Some people believe absolutely nothing happens and you're just, a body in the dirt. And I want to talk to you about more about what other people think, and I'll tell you a little bit about what I think happens after death. Very commonly, or not very commonly, but in Christianity, people believe in heaven and hell, and also purgatory. In heaven, you lived your life the correct way, and after you die, you go into a place of eternal bliss, and if you didn't, you go into a place of eternal punishment. And there's also the in-between step, where if you kind of lived your life where you didn't do anything terribly wrong, but not terribly great either, you also go into purgatory. And for those of us, say, without a religion, we think that after death we're merely just a body devoid of life, literally. We don't believe in a soul or an afterlife. What I believe is kind of a mix between the two. I think that while there might be a higher power, it's not something we'll ever really know. I don't think that maybe death isn't so much while you leave this world, I don't think that there is particularly a heaven or hell, but maybe just a place where you see everyone that passed away, or that you were close to in your life, so you get to be with them for an eternity. And maybe it'll just be a life similar to the one here, only, you won't die a second time, I guess you could say. With that, I would like to conclude my speech on death.
All right, well, you use the quote as your attention device, and we know what the subject is, but we don't really know what your point of view on it is. It sounds like you're going to figure that out as you're going through the speech, and we're supposed to follow along with you. Okay, well, if you get to it, then it'll be all right, I guess, at the end of the presentation. But you never really get to it. It's mostly just kind of a survey of ideas that exist from the two different perspectives that you've got. I thought you did a nice job developing some of those ideas and giving us a perspective on those points. So there's not really a problem with the content, except that, remember, the purpose of the speech is to tell us your point of view. And I think most people would have a difficult time figuring out what your point of view is at the end of the presentation, because you sound like you're straddling the fence a little bit. On the presentation issues, your voice is fine. There's pretty good variety. There were some awkward pauses here. I didn't count them. I'll give you the chance to do that, but you have ums and ahs as a transition phrase that you use a lot, and you want to try and control that more. Your facial expressions, I think you want more variety in those. You need to seem a little bit more engaged. Maybe smiling, or maybe being a little bit more serious, or looking at people a little bit more definitively. You look out towards the audience, but you don't always engage the audience. Your body position, I think your feet seem like they're pretty stable, but you always, it feels, especially in the first half of the speech, like you're leaning off to one side, and I just felt a little off center the whole time you were giving the presentation. You missed it. I just yelled at the previous speaker about their exit, so I'm just going to repeat what I said. You got to have an exit plan. Just remind us about what the point is. You basically come to the end and says, and I guess that's my speech about the subject. And there needs to be something a little bit more solid than that. All right. Thank you.